There have been so many questions and controversies about the way Traoré appeared in Ghana during the presidential inauguration. But he has finally put our questions to rest as he breaks his silence. When it comes to safety, President Ibrahim Traoré of Burkina Faso lives by a simple rule: always be ready. While some might call it crazy, he sees it as just good sense, especially in his line of work. Take his recent surprise appearance in Ghana during the inauguration of President John Mahama. On paper, Traoré wasn't supposed to be there. He'd formally declined the invitation, choosing to send a representative instead. At least, that's what everyone believed. But then came the twist. Early that morning, Ghanaian protocol officers got the shock of their lives when Traoré's convoy thundered onto the scene, unannounced. It was the kind of dramatic entrance you'd expect in a spy movie. Ali Naka summed it up on Twitter. Until this morning, Ghana's protocol team was told Traoré wouldn't attend, only for him to roll in, unannounced. The moment was unforgettable. A line of black armoured Land Cruisers pulled up, engines rumbling like they were announcing a VIP's arrival. Armed guards surrounded the vehicles, their faces as unreadable as stone, scanning every corner like they expected trouble. Then, the man himself stepped out, dressed head to toe in his military uniform, a pistol strapped to his hip for everyone to see. It wasn't just an accessory, it was a message. The crowd went wild. People cheered his name as if he were a legendary hero making an unexpected return. But behind the applause was an air of unease. His every move screamed caution. His security detail didn't just protect him, they guarded him like he was walking into a battlefield. Even the pistol at his side seemed to say something louder than words ever could: I don't take chances. I don't trust anyone. If you're still watching this video, it means there is a high chance you love Ibrahim Traoré and the work he is doing. Why not take out a second and hit that like button? Have you done that? Let us move on. President Ibrahim Traoré of Burkina Faso has become a symbol of resilience and defiance in African politics, but his leadership comes with an ever-present shadow of danger. His approach to security is a stark reflection of the volatile political climate he navigates daily. While his appearances in Russia often show a more diplomatic, composed entourage, his trips within Africa paint a different picture, one of a leader who knows he's walking a tightrope. Why such contrasting approaches? It's not just a matter of geography, it's about survival in a high-stakes game of power and influence. Traoré understands that his political journey is riddled with threats, especially on the African continent, where alliances shift and loyalty can vanish overnight. His caution isn't just a choice, it's a necessity. When Traoré came to power on September 30th, 2022, he didn't just oust a leader, he sent shockwaves through the region. In a bold announcement, he declared that the military had overthrown Paul-Henri Damiba, a man who himself had taken power in a coup just 8 months earlier. Damiba's failure to address escalating Islamic insurgencies was the justification Traoré gave for the takeover, but his rhetoric didn't stop there. Traoré openly accused France of playing a role in destabilizing Burkina Faso, claiming that the former colonial power was working behind the scenes with countries like Benin and Ivory Coast to undermine his nation's sovereignty. Traoré's accusations against France weren't just words, they were the prelude to action. He made headlines by cutting military and bilateral agreements with the French government, a move that sent a clear message. Burkina Faso would no longer play by the old rules of dependency and influence. To Paris, this was nothing short of rebellion. French President Emmanuel Macron was quick to criticize, suggesting that Traoré was biting the hand that had saved Burkina Faso from falling into chaos. But Traoré wasn't interested in conciliatory politics. To him, this wasn't just about Burkina Faso. It was about Africa reclaiming its independence from neo-colonial interference. With this bold stance came enemies. Since taking power, Traoré has been a marked man. Reports of assassination attempts and coup plots have surfaced repeatedly, with security analysts suggesting that these schemes may have ties to foreign interests, desperate to regain control in Burkina Faso. The president's bold decisions and refusal to toe the line have turned him into both a hero and a target. These constant threats have shaped how Traoré operates, especially during diplomatic visits. While in Africa, he moves with the caution of a soldier in hostile territory. Countries like Ghana, where French-aligned factions may still hold sway, require heightened vigilance. Traoré doesn't just arrive, he makes a statement. He travels in convoys of armoured vehicles, flanked by heavily armed guards who look ready for combat. A pistol is always within reach, a stark reminder that trust is a luxury he can't afford. His security team is more than just protection. It's a reflection of the battles Traore fights every day, against insurgents, against political rivals, and against the lingering influence of foreign powers. Every step he takes is deliberate, every move calculated, as if he knows that even the smallest misstep could cost him everything. To his supporters, Traore's vigilance is a testament to his strength and resolve, a sign of a leader willing to go to any lengths to protect his people and his vision for Burkina Faso. To his enemies, it's a frustrating barrier, a reminder that he won't be easily intimidated or overthrown. When President Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso touched down in Ghana for a high-profile event, it wasn't just another political visit. It was a performance of calculated precision. Traore's every move was deliberate, designed to project control, authority, and an unwavering commitment to his own survival. Before the event, Traore officially declined Ghana's invitation, making it clear that he wouldn't be attending the inauguration. On the surface, it seemed like a polite RSVP, but behind that announcement lay a tactical decision, likely intended to neutralize any pre-arranged plans that could threaten his safety. By removing himself from the expected equation, he made it impossible for anyone to predict his next move. Then, in a bold twist, Traore arrived unannounced. His entrance was nothing short of cinematic, a convoy of heavily armored vehicles, a security team bristling with readiness, and a leader who seemed unshaken by the risks around him. It wasn't just about showing up, it was about sending a message. I decide when and where, not you. This approach reflects the high stakes Traore faces as a leader of a nation like Burkina Faso. His tenure as president has been marked by dramatic shifts, including a decisive break from France, the country's former colonial ruler. By forging closer ties with Russia and distancing Burkina Faso from traditional Western alliances, Traore has disrupted long-standing power dynamics in the region. These moves have made him a polarizing figure, celebrated by those who view him as a champion of African sovereignty and targeted by those whose interests he's challenged. For Traore, this isn't just about politics, it's about survival. Every handshake, every meeting, every trip carries potential danger. Even an invitation to Ghana's inauguration, something that might seem like a routine diplomatic gesture, isn't taken at face value. Traore's mindset is clear: trust is earned, not given, and his safety lies only in the hands of those he knows deeply and trusts completely. This level of caution isn't born out of paranoia. It's rooted in the harsh realities of Burkina Faso's past. Traore is acutely aware of the tragic history of Thomas Sankara, the charismatic revolutionary who led Burkina Faso through sweeping reforms in the 1980s. Sankara's vision of self-reliance and his staunch anti-imperialist stance made him a beacon of hope for many Africans. But his ideals also made him enemies, both at home and abroad. Betrayed by someone in his inner circle, Sankara was assassinated in a coup that left a permanent scar on Burkina Faso's political history. Traore has learned from Sankara's fate. He knows the weight of being a leader who defies the status quo. To challenge powerful interests, especially those tied to foreign influence, is to paint a target on your back. But instead of retreating, Traore embraces the challenge. His movements are calculated, his alliances carefully chosen, and his personal safety treated as a top priority. When he steps onto foreign soil, especially in Africa, his approach is unwavering. Armored convoys, highly trained security personnel, and a readiness to adapt to any situation are not just precautions, they're a way of life. Traore's presence in places like Ghana is a reminder that in his world, survival isn't guaranteed, and every step forward must be earned through vigilance and strategy. Do you think Ibrahim Traore did the right thing going there armed? Let us know what you think in the comments section below.
Ano kwamo mianka na awodi nipa pina ekwa tete mu pao amani pampempema wale agu odia sampa spiritual and herbal center awo wo mo yade se wo mbe mu wanya basisi a yade bi tise stroke gonorrhea anabama waye mre e wampamu low sperm count wo mo wanu aduro tatahwe ene je sam ne se seba ne sunsumu nsema wo mo telete se ye sunsumu aware anasa yare bi ne yade amawo pampabone anabo ana wanya abai amane court case wo betu charge osisi a enam omadwuma panti nipa mpempem ene be fo mukofie ekoye sunsumu nyuma edemom se mosini ene enzimani akabom dia sunsumu niama asie betu obi agye wukunu anasa wo yere awaresem adwumasem akwantuom nsem ni nyina aya sumasem fabadan odia sampa spiritual and herbal center obehuyan
New Koforidua ejoso ne konongo infinfin aye Ashanti region. Ehon ma number aye didi juma no aye 054 330 4976 anase 020 134 0421 054 330 4976 anase 020 134 0421
Odia Sampa Spiritual and Herbal Center. Ye be diwa samamao.